And we are back again. I feel like the scream filter without any resonance or scream has a little bit has a more, I don't know, I like its curve better. Maybe we could make maybe we could look if they are any different, but I feel like if I did the same thing with the low pass, it would sound a little bit different. Maybe I'm just imagining this. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I think the low passes, both low passes are quite steep. And the scream alone, like it's not that strong, so it keeps a lot of. It's easier to handle. Like to make the same sound with the low pass, I'd have to be really just this small section here. And I still feel like the scream filter sounds a little bit fresher. So you really got to do different things here to achieve the same sound with both filters. Haven't tried this comparison, by the way, yet, so that was interesting for me to actually see that in contrast. I don't know what I'm doing here, by the way. I'm just doing some things that I think make sense, but who knows? Yeah, of course, I could also take a spectrum analyzer, but I think like yeah, I'd have to get both knobs at the exact same position and then see where the difference is. We could do that later as well on a simple saw wave. It's always cool to see the different filter shapes in an analyzer. So let's load the Pro Q as our analyzer. There we go. Now we play this deep note here. There's our massive. And here we have the low pass filter and the scream filter. That's the pass. Their general shape doesn't seem that different, but I think one of them has a no, it doesn't seem that different now. Then I don't know why the general sound changes so much when I alternate between these two filters here, when they are on the same setting. Mysteries over mysteries. Well, doesn't matter as long as it sounds good. I actually wanted to start making loops and samples for a sample pack, but not progressive house or electronic samples, but bass sounds and weird, crunchy, wobbly growl sounds. But I just messed around here, and this came out. So say goodbye to this, or I'll just move it over here to the back so we can work on some weird sounds. Okay. Making weird new bass sounds. I was in parallel mode, I think. I bet I was in parallel mode. I was in parallel mode. Hehe. So let's make some very weird noises and turn them into bass sounds. This is going to be very weird for a moment, but we will get somewhere. What? No, that makes no sense. I know what I'm doing. It might just look weird. And add some weird effects. I'm just making samples for a pack now, so I didn't announce this or anything, the stream at all, so you are all just here by accident. So let's put some stuff on this. Oh, why is this off? Why is this not working? Am I going to crash again with this? Sounds like an evil noise already. But why can't I use my vocodecs here? What's that? It's always off. How does that come? That is weird. I really need that thing. Save and start again. That is weird. Let's arrange some weird shapes out of this. Oh no, we can continue that later. Okay. Hopefully it's working now. Let me see, and yes. What was wrong there? Yeah, I need a movement like that on this. This is really mean. Maybe some automation on this as well. I like to automate the drive so that when it hits the top, it's at maximum drive, and then when it goes down again, the drive lowers as well, so that it doesn't get too distorted when it comes in and when it goes out. That's one of those sounds that needs some very slight reverb, like some very, very slight reverb in the back. Even less. Yes, something like that. Maybe even some chorus, who knows? Let's try it out. Maybe we can automate that as well. And maybe some automation of this. Oh, that's too much. But I also like to automate, just like with the drive, the high shelf here to not just put it here, but to give it some movement. I just tend to believe that this does a different thing that way. Maybe I want to get a very dissonant without too much distortion. But then it still needs some kind of freshness at the top, like it's too mumbly this way. So let's split this, so these two oscillators go into the top filter, the other one goes into the bottom filter, and gets a different kind of mangling there. That is weird. I like that. Hehehe. Maybe try out some different waves for the LFO. Now the sine wave. It's quite nice. So now we have a mix of the sound through this filter and the sound through this filter, which is quite nice on its own already. Maybe we can make that one even weirder. Now that's kind of too sharp. Ah, that is good again. I think we found it. This is the best. That is a sound that kicks ass. Doesn't even need any sub bass to work, because that's gonna happen separately anyway. Now some multi-band compression to keep it in chains, sort of. Yes, I like this sound. The reverb was quite helpful. Maybe a little bit darker, yes. Ha! That's a nice sample. So, and then, yeah, when you work on a sample pack, what you then mostly just do is you press a note as long as you want the sample to be, and then you save that, export that as a WAV file, and then it goes into a folder or something. Is the microphone still okay? All working. Wow, beautiful. Still want to try some variations though. I will save the sound so we won't lose it, but I could imagine that maybe we can automate this one here. Nice variations. I like this the most. Maybe we can add some noise kicking in with the LFOs. Just for... oh, well, it's dirty enough already, so don't want to overdo it. That's the square on its own. It's really doing all the work there. We could now even, I like to do this most of the times, automate the mix of the two mixers so that the LFO first makes this knob go here when the sound starts, and then make it go to the middle and back to the side, so this mix here gets automated as well. Yeah, why not? Hehehe. Ha, this is nice. Oh. Without this mix thing, it would now just sound like... That's a little bit bad, so this way we get some kind of more percussive feeling to it. This is where the weird pitch fall happens. We could also take that out if we want. Maybe make it... Ah, we didn't even check this section. Give it some additional voices. Not too many. We could even use this pan position here and some detune to make it more stereo wide. Maybe you hear the difference. But I like it in this monophonic way. Ah, sweet. Now that one is a little bit too off, but that's nice. So now I can save multiple samples of this as a result of this. And to work as efficient as possible, I will put a limiter on the sum here, on the master bus. So whatever we export doesn't clip, or at least doesn't clip in the analog domain. It's gonna be full of digital clipping though. I'm using a very cheap microphone by the German manufacturer Thomann. It's called the T-Bone SC1100. I don't know if they still produce this, because it's quite old already. I use it for my vocal recordings, as you might notice now, because if I'm getting really close to it, it sounds quite high resolutive, if that is an adjective. If not, then I just made it up. Yes. Wow. I've also installed a sidechain, so as soon as I play a sound in my program here, my microphone gets muted. So if I play this in a loop now, you probably won't be able to hear me anymore because this is overriding my voice. Because it's also coming out of my speakers, then it would go into the microphone, so that's very handy. Beautiful sound. Ah, we are still missing. We're still missing a good sub bass for this. So we want to do that with an extra massive. And for the sub we only take a sine wave here. Oh, that's a little bit deep. Okay, it's this here. Attack and release should be so long that it doesn't make clipping sounds, because it does them when they are too short. This is better. Then on monophonic, 1 octave deeper. I hope your room is not shaking now if you have subs, because this is loud. My neighbors love me. Then add 1 octave to this, maybe the 5th as well. All in sine waves, of course. Beautiful. This is quite boomy. And then we can just make this play the same note as this sound. So now we have a sub bass under this. What's this playing? This is an E. An E is way too deep. Let's make this play an F sharp. That's better. And the sub could be a little bit shorter maybe. Yeah, that sounds more realistic. Also the main bass should have absolutely no sub at all now, of course. So we will take that away with our equalizer. Yeah, now it sounds quite right. And then we can export this and save this as a file that we can use whenever needed. So I'll just do I create a new folder for all of this, or I'll just put it here and make a new folder. Stream exports. And this is in F sharp. And we call this sound an FM hit, because it has frequency modulation involved. And let's save it as a 24-bit WAV file, so it has a good resolution. And now we can do some variations, like different LFO, or a different key. Gonna save this as FM2. Oh. And then maybe turn our DAW speed to dubstep tempo, and let's hold the note for a little bit longer so we can export something like this. Or something like. And for that we of course need the sub bass to do the same movement. So here we would write beautiful. Make them a little bit longer. Yes. That sounds good. Let's check the limiter. I hope we're not running into the limiter too strong. No, that's okay. Save that as number 3. And now I have those saved. Beautiful. I think we had a variation in the sound. Let's load the old one. Nah, I don't like it that much anymore. The new one was better. Yeah, the octave on top of that helps sometimes if the bass sound that you have is missing it, or if you just want the sub to play alone sometimes, and then it's if you put an octave on top of it, or even another fifth on top of it after that, then it's way more audible and bigger, and you can hear it better even on speakers that don't have a sub sometimes, because if you only have that deep sub sign, then you sometimes just can't hear that. Okay, after we've made that weird sound, want to make a growly like thing. Maybe with 2 bandpass filters parallel, and yeah, I want to do that weird automation thing. So I won't automate anything with an LFO or an envelope now. I will just automate everything with this knob down here that you might see. So this will be growl, and what I'm doing is now is I want to route all my oscillators . Let's activate them all. So at first I want to change their wavetable position. Also this one here. Beautiful. And then I want to run it through 2 bandpass filters, but parallel. So the first one just does something like this. Let's deactivate the vocodecs for a moment. So the first one is quite unspectacular, and the second one down here, it does something like this. Yeah, pretty much. The other one comes from a bottom, the second one comes from the top, and then we fade between those two. Trying to find the best positions for those. Until you get that growl vowel sound. Then we also add some drive with automation and some dimension expanding, and we could even